Hi, I'm Tetreault with Global Sugar Art, and today I'd like to show you the basics of assembling a tiered cake using the Polydowels that are available from globalsugarart.com. We have the 16-inch white, which are about a ½ inch across, and then we have the 1/4 inch buttercream colored that are 12 inches long. Now, the larger, wider diameter dowels will be used in the larger base cakes. If you're doing a small cake and you just need a little bit of support, then these will work well for you. So to begin with, I'm going to use some dummy cakes today so that I can explain this a little more thoroughly to you. This would be your base tier, and I've actually already put in 4 holes in here. The idea of stacking a cake is to transfer the weight from the very top cake through each cake so that it lands securely on the drum or the cake board that you have your cake on the bottom. And the Polydowels will help you in getting that done. So I'm just going to open these up. They are a reinforced, I don't know if you can see in the end of that, they're reinforced with 4 ribs in there that'll allow these to be used in the cake without them buckling on you. So in order to do this, you would have your cake iced or covered with fondant, however you choose, and then decide where your dowels are going to go in and just make a mark. Use a little a cell pick or something or a tool and just make a mark. Then you're going to take the Polydowel and you're going to insert it right down to the bottom. And just so that I can show you, this is sitting right on the plate. That's the whole idea, is all the weight's going to be transferred right down to that very bottom plate. From here, I can just take a little mark and I can just mark where I want to cut that Polydowel. Once I've made my mark, I can just use these. You want to use a good heavy pair of scissors. These are actually kitchen scissors or poultry scissors. What also works well are pruning snips. And you just want to cut that right across that. I just lost that one. Okay, I seem to be good at this. Let me mark another one. And let me cut that over here so I don't lose it. Okay, so that's going to go right in. And then I'm going to mark another one. And I'm also going to cut that one. Because they're 16 inches long and most cakes are 4 inches high, you usually get about 4 out of each one. So I would put in all 4 dowels. From there, I would take a piece of, probably a wax cardboard is what I prefer to use, and I would rest that right on top. Now, what you would normally do is your cake would be on this board already, and it would either be iced in buttercream or covered in fondant. So after your dowels are in, you would use a large spatula, put that cake and rest it right on top. So now the support is going through the cake and the support is holding up this plate, which is now supporting this cake. So again, the support goes from the bottom to the top. I would do the same thing here. I would decide where my dowels are going to go in. I would mark it, cut that. Hopefully I won't lose another one. There we go. And I would do 4 more dowels. Now, if you're using a large 18 or 20 inch cake, you're going to need more than 4. You're probably going to need 6 or 8. You have to make that decision based on the weight of your cake. If it's a heavy fruit cake like they make in Europe or in Canada, you're going to need more. If it's a very light cake, you'll need less. And then lastly, again, you're going to put a plate with a cake. I guess I don't need this one. Your cake will already be iced, and that will sit right on top. So just to reiterate, the whole point of the Polydowels or any support system is the weight of this cake is going on the board, through the Polydowels onto this board, through the Polydowels and resting on the bottom plate, which is sitting on your table. And then you're never going to have the problem of the cake smashing or leaning one way or the other. Now, a couple other things you can do with the Polydowels. There are a lot of character cakes. For instance, Wilton has a pan out for a stand-up teddy bear pan. And experience has taught me that sometimes on these character cakes or hand-carved cakes, the tops can break off. And what I do now when I'm doing a hand-carved cake or like the teddy bear from Wilton is once the cake is baked and cool, I'll insert a polydowel all the way down the center, maybe two, and then I just snip them off at the top. And that will hold that cake nice and straight and prevent it from being broken by the weight of the icing or the fondant on the cake. The last thing I want to show you is if you're dealing with a very, very large cake. If it's going to be a 7 or 8 tier cake and you want a big dramatic showpiece, you're going to need a lot of support in this cake. In that case, you actually can take a couple of these buttercream ones and you can insert them into the white. And you can get 3 of them in there. Just like that. And then you would cut them separately and then put them together, and that's going to give you a very, very strong support on any cake. That will hold up anything. You don't have to worry about that. These are FDA approved for food use. You can put them right in the cake. The buttercream is great. You can see the color. The reception hall can quickly find these and pull them right out of the cake. And the white actually are very easy to find as well because of the size. And the middle is hollow, so they can immediately see that they have to pull that out of a cake. It's much better than the old wooden dowel rods that used to be used in cakes. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. The Polydowels are available on our website at globalsugarart.com, and you can buy them in small packages, and you can also buy them in large case lots if you do a lot of wedding cakes. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.